Hi CFPO and welcome to your Thursday, May 28th. Time out. Hi CFPO and welcome to your Thursday, May 28th Stronger Together workout. Your workout for today is 2 rounds of 50 sit-ups, 40 dumbbell snatches. If you have a 50-pound dumbbell or 35-pound dumbbell or kettlebell, that would be an RX weight for today. And you will finish with 30 burpee box jump overs. If you do not have a box, you could do just 30 burpees. But if you have boxes from Brian Cantley, 30 box jump overs. For your warm-up today, you're gonna start with 3 minutes of some sort of active movements, whether that is running, rowing, biking, jumping rope, jumping jacks. I would not recommend 3 minutes of jumping jacks, but you could alternate between jumping jacks and mountain climbers, okay? But you'll move your body for 3 minutes, all right? Once you've got your heart rate up and your blood flowing, you're going to then go into some stretching, okay? So the first movement that you're going to do, you have 2 options. You can do a wall press for 30 seconds where you are on your hands and knees pressing into the wall. If you guys have your boxes available for you or whatever you're gonna use for your box, burpee box jump overs, you can use that and just do a hands on a box stretch. So for a hands on a box stretch, right, you're going to get your hands on whatever object and you're just going to press down with your chest, getting a good stretch between your shoulder blades, okay? And you're gonna hold that for 30 seconds. After that, you're going to go into a side plank with rotation. You have 2 options here. You can either have the arm fully extended or you can rest on the elbow. All right, I'm gonna show you both versions, okay? On the elbow, this is, right, your hand is planted. You're going to put one foot on top of the other, stacking your feet. If you have a hard time with balancing, you can actually kind of shorten your one leg, right, and use both feet to help you balance. But if you have the ability to balance like this, one foot stacks on top of the other, you're going to lift your hips, pressing out of your elbow and hands. Opposite hand is going to go behind the ear, elbow high, so you're going to open your chest, and then you're going to hinge forward and bring your elbow through. All right, and then right back up to opening your chest and keeping those hips lifted the entire time. All right, so again, another option is to just put your one foot in front of the other, or shorten or bend the knee even to and rest a little bit on the ground if you're struggling with balance and you don't have the strength for that. Another option is to go for a full lockout of that elbow and that supporting hand. This is more challenging. Reach up and then bring it through, okay? And you have to work on your balance a little bit more in that option. You're gonna do 30 seconds on one side and then 30 seconds on the other, just rotating through those side planks, okay? The next movement that we're going to do is a Turkish get-up sit-up. So it's not the entire Turkish get-up, just the sit-up portion of this, okay? I'm going to show you what it looks like, and we'll talk through it really quickly. So, you can do this weighted or unweighted. If you do not have the strength in your core to do this with weight, get rid of the weight and just do this with no weight whatsoever. Just practice the movement, okay? So, you would take a dumbbell. If my dumbbell isn't in my right hand, my right knee is bent. So whatever hand the dumbbell is in, that leg is going to have a bent knee and the opposite leg is going to be straight. Your opposite hand and arm is going to be at about a 45-degree angle planted onto the ground, okay? So this is your starting position. Right hand has the dumbbell, right foot is planted, left leg is straight, left arm is at a 45-degree angle. From here, I'm going to press my dumbbell up and I'm going to keep this arm locked out the entire time, all right? And what I'm doing is I'm looking up at this dumbbell throughout the entire movement. I'm not looking forward. I'm certainly not looking down. I'm looking up. So as I start to move, I'm going to try to lead with this arm, and I'm going to go shift into my left elbow, and from here, I'm going to press up out of my left hand, all right? From here, I just return right back down to my left elbow and then all the way down to a lying down position. So it's going to be shift to that left elbow, press into my left hand, back down to my left elbow, all the way down to the ground. And that is one sit-up, okay? You can use this heel also to kind of help drive yourself into that upright position. Press that heel into the ground as you come up and you'll get a lot more support and strength out of that. You're gonna do 5 on one side and then 5 on the opposite side. After your Turkish get-ups, you're gonna go into windmills. And again, this is another one that if you do not have the strength and mobility to do this movement as prescribed, then please do it unweighted, okay? I'm gonna show you what it looks like as a prescribed version. So, your feet are gonna be about shoulder width. You don't want them very narrow here, okay? So shoulder width, all right? You're gonna take a dumbbell, all right, and put it in one hand and press it up to the sky. It is going to stay here. So what I want you to think here is that this arm, I don't wanna see this happening, right? This should not be happening throughout any part of this movement. You should be able to, whatever weight you have over your head, whether it's 10 pounds, 15, or 0, you still want to have that arm locked out. And I'm gonna look up, just like we did in our Turkish get up, I'm gonna look up at that dumbbell. From here, I'm gonna slide my opposite hand down the outside of my opposite leg, okay? So if it's in my right hand, I'm going to shift my weight over to my left side and descend all the way down to my knee, or to my foot, all right? Now, if you don't have the mobility to go all the way down to your foot, but you have the strength to keep the weight locked out overhead, then just go to where you can as far as on your leg, but I don't want to see it turning into a squat, right? You shouldn't be bending your knees here. The point is to have the leg completely locked out so you're getting a good hamstring stretch while you're getting that twist in your upper body, okay? So again, it looks like this. I just descend down, right? Looking up, and then lead with that hand on the way up, all right? You'll do 5 windmills on one side, 5 on the other. And you might be able to do more, have more mobility. Don't be surprised if you have more mobility and strength, obviously, on one side than the other. And don't be afraid to change the weight in your hand or reduce anything to accommodate for that, okay? We're gonna do some really quick movement prep now for the dumbbell snatches, okay? That is the only non-body weight movement in this workout. So a dumbbell snatch looks like this. The dumbbell's on the ground between your feet. Your feet should be about shoulder width, right? From here, whatever hand I'm not working with is free. I keep it out to the side for balance, but I'm not resting it on my arm or on my leg, okay? So I go down into my snatch setup, right? My chest is upright. I have my butt low. I don't want my butt high. From here, I drive out of my legs and punch the dumbbell through at the top, keeping the arm close to the ear, right? I don't want to let it travel away, all right? So to practice this and just get you prepped for it, we're gonna start with deadlifts, okay? And we're gonna do 3 on each side. So for your deadlift, make sure that you get your butt low enough. It's really easy in your snatches, right, with the dumbbell especially, to start going like this. It starts to look like this, right? And my back's rounded because I'm tired and I don't want to descend down into that proper setup. Doing that is going to put a lot of pressure on your lower back. Anybody that did, I think it was like 16.1 or 17.1 in the open, they all know what I'm talking about because no one could walk after that workout. So we want to make sure that we have a good setup. So we're going to practice getting down into our setup. My weight is in my mid-foot to heel, right? My chest is up, my non-working hand is free, and all I'm going to do is stand. Go back down and stand, all right? And I'll do this 3 times on each side. After we've done 3 deadlifts on either side, we're now gonna work on adding that drive and the shrug, all right? So it's gonna look like this. You're gonna get into your setup, practicing that good form. You're gonna rise to the top of the knee and then drive and shrug. Back down, rise to the top of the knee, drive and shrug. Back down, rise, drive and shrug, all right? You'll do that 3 times and 3 times. From here, we're gonna go into our muscle snatch. So there's no second dip yet, all right? So set up. From here, you're gonna drive, punch through. So notice that my legs lock out, all right? So I'm driving, punching through, all right? So remember here, we want to keep that dumbbell close, all right? So, and practice this even more so on your less dominant side because it's harder to keep that lockout. Like my left side, I have to work harder on, right? On the way down, make sure as well that you're not letting that dumbbell kind of drift to the side. Keep it close, bring it down before you go into your next movement. After you've done 3 on each side, you'll finish with the full movement, okay? So again, it looks like this. In my setup, I drive and I pull under. Down, drive, pull under, all right? I'm doing 3 on each side. So from the front, pull under, okay? That is your dumbbell snatch for today. All right, guys, so just as a reminder, the workout is going to be 2 rounds, 4 time, of 50 sit-ups, 40 dumbbell snatches, and 30 burpee box jump overs, all right? If you do not have a box to jump up to, you could do just a burpee, right, and hop forward, right, turn around, basically like a burpee broad jump, right? You could do a burpee broad jump. That would work as well. The intent of this workout, the 50 sit-ups is not going to be that challenging. It's just going to work your core and your hip flexors enough to tire you out for the other movements, right? They all require that hinging of the hips, right? And the use of the core that it's all gonna play into, or they're all gonna play off of each other, right? And make it just a little more challenging in that second round. So the first round is not gonna be too bad. The second round is gonna be a little more challenging. For your dumbbell snatches, you should choose a weight that allows you to get somewhat large sets, right? You shouldn't be able to do, you know, massive amounts really quickly, but you want to be able to move consistently through them, all right? The biggest part of this workout, I'm sure you all know, is going to be those burpee box jump overs, right? So with those, one, please be aware of what you're capable of. If you have a box and you're doing burpee box jump overs, just don't shank your shin, right? Don't push yourself to the point where in your box jump you're basically wiping out, right? If you don't have a box to jump to, you can again do the burpee broad jump, or you could do the step up, right? Which is what I'm going to demonstrate today because I do not have a box to jump to. The workout itself, it should take probably, I don't know, about, I would think like 15 to 20 minutes to get through that, unless you're really good at these movements. All right, guys, for your sit-ups today, you have 2 options. If you have an ab mat, obviously use it. You can do your feet together with your knees butterflied out, right? You're gonna go back, hands touch behind the head, and come up and touch in front of your feet. If you have any issues with your hip flexors, this will target hip flexors more. So if you need to take a little break with those, put your feet flat on the ground, right? And just do the same movement, but with the feet flat, okay? After your sit-ups, you would go to your dumbbell snatches. We've already covered that. The only thing I'm going to tell you there is that every time you do a snatch, right, that counts as a rep. It's not 1-1, right? It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And I would alternate and practice that because honestly, in the open, we always are alternating. So don't get too comfortable with doing all of them on one side and all of them then on the other side. The last movement will be the burpee box jump overs or step ups. I'm going to demonstrate a step up, all right? So for your burpee, right? Couple things here that I like to use for my burpee. One, I like to jump a little bit wider and keep my legs flexed throughout, right? So hands to the ground, I jump back, my legs stay flexed, and when I jump up, I think about pushing into a downward dog, and then I step up, right? And back down. This is the biggest issue that I see with folks with burpees, is that a lot of times you want to use your legs, right, more to get up. So it kind of turns into this, and this is the landing. Well, guess what? That's your setup from your dumbbell snatches today. So it's gonna fatigue you out even further. So I want you to think, when you do your burpee, right? You go down, legs stay active, right here, press back into a downward dog and jump those legs up. It will work your hamstrings more, but it will protect those quads and hip flexors. When you guys are done with the workout, you're gonna do some quick accessory work. You're going to do 2 rounds of a 100-foot walk, overhead walk on either side. Okay, so 100 feet on the right, 100 feet on the left. If you do not happen to have a dumbbell, I'm not quite sure how you got through that workout that we just did, but if you want to, you have another option of doing any variation of a handstand hold, 2 rounds of that for a 1-minute hold. For your single arm overhead walk, you want to make sure, remember that your arms and your shoulders are going to be fatigued by now, so make sure you choose an appropriate weight, all right? You're going to just hold the dumbbell overhead, but what I want you to focus on is keeping the arm close to the ear, right? And then the elbow stays locked out, all right? Tight core here, all right? I don't want to see you leaning back, right? You should think about really pressing out of your core to get that dumbbell overhead. And then what I like to think about is that I'm trying to scrape my knuckles across the top of the ceiling, right? Or so I'm really thinking as I walk, scraping across the ceiling, right? Pressing up, pressing up, pressing up, okay? Fighting that elbow to be straight. You'll do 100 feet on one side, and then you'll do 100 feet on another side. Take a quick rest, shake it out, and then repeat that, okay, for a second round. For your cool down movements today, you have 3 shoulder stretches, all right? If you're feeling tight anywhere else, obviously just take some time to roll out and stretch, but we're gonna cover the shoulder movement. So the first one is a cross body stretch. You're gonna take your arm, hook your opposite arm in underneath and pull, right? And just keep pulling across, trying to get the stretch through that shoulder, all right? You'll hold that for 45 seconds. Then you can go to either the hands on the box stretch that we did at the beginning, or you could do a happy puppy stretch, all right? But I'm gonna just demonstrate the hands on the box. Again, hands go on whatever object you have to use for a box, drive your chest down. You can also deepen this stretch if you want by doing a butcher block stretch with the elbows on the box and driving your chest to the ground. But look at a little bit of a deeper stretch for you, okay? Finally, you're gonna finish by doing a tricep stretch, all right? So you're gonna take your one hand, put it behind your head, grab your elbow with your opposite hand and hold, okay? You're gonna hold each of these for 45 seconds. You'll do one side and then the opposite side. If you still feel tight, go through this stretch series a second time, all right? That is your workout for today, guys. I can't wait to see how you guys do. I'm really excited about this workout, actually. So I can't wait to see how you guys do. Don't forget to record your times and log into class for that. And don't forget to record also what weight you do, so you have something to gauge for whenever we get back into the gym, which will hopefully be soon. All right? Bye, guys.